Do teachers in South Carolina ever deal with collective bargaining? I mean, I moved here from California. UTLA is a different beast.
They don't have power because there's laws in place. You know, South Carolina has been a right to work. Again, the system's working for somebody, right? And so, you know, until teachers and until and I think we were getting there with, you know, I think about SC for Ed and the May 1st, 2019 protest at the State House. I think we were well aware of, and that was a day to say, oh, wow, we can collectively impact this. You know, and then COVID happened. And that just, you know. I think one other thing that is happening, for better or for worse, is that South Carolina is a state where people want to move to. And so in the education profession, you know, just in the last, I think of sort of my advocacy work starting in 2018 and having the opportunity to meet teachers from all over the state and talking to teachers who have moved down from up north, you know, Midwest, out west, and the shock that they get when they're like, wait, my teaching contract is one page? What do you mean other duties is assigned? What do you mean I don't, you know? And I have you know, dear friends that one teaches in Stamford, Connecticut, and one teaches in Pennsylvania, and we compare what they get, and she gets this booklet of do's and don'ts, right? And I'm like, here's my little one pager. And so I think that with that, the influx of people migrating to South Carolina, that shift is happening. Of course, it's not happening quick enough for me to, you know, I want to, let's go and get it done and move on. But that conversation is changing. And I think we're seeing where people are realizing, not just in education, but in industry, is that, you know, businesses and corporations and the machine doesn't care about the little person. We've got to care enough about ourselves to stand up and fight for what we deserve. And so I do think that that's shifting. Like I said, I don't think it's shifting fast enough. I think it would have an enormous impact on working conditions, if nothing else. You know, we talk about there was the big hooray several years ago when the 30-minute unencumbered law passed, where teachers were supposed to be given 30 minutes unencumbered, which means they could do whatever they need to do in that 30 minutes. And everybody was excited about it until it didn't happen. And so teachers had to either get to school 30 minutes early or stay 30 minutes late, or, you know, some sort of, and instead of looking and saying, okay, here's what we need, like, here's what we can remove from teachers to give them that 30 minutes, that piece of it didn't change. And so I think that it's got to be, you know, we need to have people in charge that are like, no, this is the reality of what that looks like. Here's where we can change it. And that is that teacher voice.